Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me get back to that story I was telling you about God and God's adversary in America. Yes, my friends, God has made it possible that everybody here in the United States of America could have their needs, their wants, and their desires met. And ever since you've been in America, there have been an adversarial person in office, and that was to make sure that you didn't have what God wanted you to have. In fact, the system of government that was set up guaranteed that you would not have what God wanted you to have. First of all, it was what you call democracy. Democracy is saying, you know what democracy say, but you know what it does? It says that you can be a slave. All it takes is more people over here wanting you to be a slave than not, and you can be a slave. Anything that a few more people over here, the majority, can want, I don't care how much it hurts you. Like, for instance, the majority might want to install liars and thieves and demonic people in the state houses so that they can lie and cheat and steal and do the work of God's adversary. They might be governors. They might be Supreme Court representatives. They might even be the Department of Justice head. And they all get drawn together on a lie set up by the devil's adversary. And what is their mission? Is to kill and to destroy and to tear down. And what did they come together on January 6th to do? To destroy, to tear down, and willing to kill. That's what they came there to do on that day. We had enough of godliness in the presence at that time to prevent the devil from overcoming, Satan from overcoming, God's adversary from overcoming. But they didn't give up. They kept right on moving. They said, we might not be able to win it this time, but we got a guy there, the voice for God's adversary, speaking for all against God. It's constantly out there spreading those same lies. He won't change them. He just keeps spreading. He knows as long as he spreads these lies, people believe him. And the people that has already believed them, going around challenging everything to make sure that this lie sticks. And they plan on burning the nation at the next election, not the 24th. They plan on burning the nation in 22. Now, all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, you let that devil keep walking around here talking. You let God's adversary keep walking around here talking and lying to people. Just lying to people, lying to people. Let them keep on talking, lying to people. And in 22, they would be lucky to win 10 seats and losing all the rest of them they got. Because God don't like lying. And just let me tell you something else. I know you think everything I told you is wrong. I know you do. You have never heard what I have said. Even though you studied it and somebody tried to explain it, they explained it away from this. You were told that Jesus Christ was the only begotten Son of God. Only begotten. You don't even know what that means. Somebody told you something and you accepted that's what it means. You don't know whether it is or not. But that's what you accepted. The begotten Son of God who came here on this earth, lived in the middle of all this and stuff, just like you did. They didn't have the things available to them at that time that we got today, but lying and cheating and stealing and killing and wrong and sin was there. There were different ways to express it. They might not have telephone, no TV, no car, but lying and cheating was still there for the same purposes. Exploitation, evil, it was still there, and it's here today. So when I ask God, what is it that I can say that's different? God wants you to know that in America, it's all over the world, but in America, God has an adversary. And the adversary is anyone that approves, in this democracy, anyone that approves that it's okay for some people not to have housing. That's the devil. Anyone that, approves that people might be denied clothing and food. What I mean might be denied? I mean they don't have it. I mean they're in soup lines. They're begging. That is your evidence against you, Americans. You say, well, I get a shelter. I don't care. Nigga on the street, begging. That's a sign against you that you do not know how to love. Now, you say, well, how do you love? I said, well, what did Jesus do? Jesus walked out here in this world and they offered him everything. Everything that you say you want. You didn't, they had They didn't have a car. They didn't have a car, but they might have jackasses. I think they had some mules and stuff. Any and everything that you are offered today, the same form of it then was offered to Jesus. And Jesus said by his actions that if it's coming through the devil's hand, it wasn't worth it. And what happened? The church got pissed off with him, whatever they called representing the church at that time. There wasn't no church. It's just somebody trying to act like they knew God. But they didn't. See, the people that knew God probably were dead or somewhere else. But the ones on this sense story are the crooks. Oh, Jesus got to go. We can't have nobody around here messing with our game. And what did the government say? The government said, whoa, man, we got democracy. We got socialism. We got dictatorships. Who is this joker talking about some peace and prosperity for everybody? Ain't nobody going for that. Well, so what we going to do? Well, church and the state got together and said, crucify him. Now, you always say Jesus can draw all a host of angels, come down and defend him. Didn't do it. Sit up on that cross and looked at all of you guys sitting up in these churches. He saw all of you guys sitting up in the Methodist churches. I mean, you wasn't there then, but if Jesus was God, like you say, he can see in the future. He saw all you sitting in the Baptist churches. He saw all you evangelicals. He saw all you fundamentalists, white and black and every other color, sitting in Methodist, Catholic, Baptist, you name it. It's all of you sitting up there watching him go to the cross. Did you change your way? People sitting out there looking at him. He's saying, Father, forgive them. They're dumb, stupid, ignorant, and crazy. Forgive them. Now, I don't think the Bible said that. That's what I said, because that's what they look like to me. Dumb, stupid, ignorant, and crazy. Me too. And here they are. Jesus' message is, resist this. It's not worth it. God put you here. God makes things perfect. And God does not put you in imperfection and leave you there. Leave you there to not act perfect, but to act imperfect, because that's where you at. In other words, if you're in the toilet, he wants you to go down like a tube. And you're supposed to be the answer. Well, that's not the way it's supposed to go. But that's the way we've been taught. Jesus said, don't do that. Turn your back on the world. Turn your back on democracy. Turn your back on white man, black man, and everybody. If they want to drive you down to hell, turn your back on them. That's what Gandhi did. That's what Martin Luther King did. That's what Malcolm X did. That's what John Brown did. That's what so many people did. It was absolutely pathetic. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for what was right. They are the ones that got blessed. They were killed and freed from this hell. And where did they go? I don't know where they went. But I do know God. And they didn't want them here, because they were too good to be here. And all of us down on this earth right now deserve to be here. Every last one of us. I don't care what kind of preacher you got, what kind of mansions you got, what kind of limousines you got, what kind of planes you fly on, and how many $1 million you get a week. You still led by Satan. And you headed straight down to where Satan won't let you go. What is that? You figure that out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this moment. It might help you. It might not. It might, and it might not. We'll just see. Okay?